In the depths of the sapphire blue sea, where sunlight barely reaches and shadows cast strange, dancing shapes upon the seabed, stood the grand castle of the Moonlight Realm. This was the domain of the Ocean Queen, a wise and ancient ruler whose beauty was surpassed only by the elegance of her 6 daughters. Each princess had a grace that rivaled the beauty of coral blooms and the shimmer of pearls, but it was the youngest, a gentle soul named Selene, who captivated all. Her hair was a silver cascade, her eyes as deep as the ocean's hidden caves, and her skin was as soft and radiant as the first light of dawn. Like all merfolk, she had no legs, but her long, iridescent tail glimmered with shades of violet and silver as she swam. Selene loved her home, especially the moonlit garden, a magical place where glowing corals illuminated the night and bioluminescent sea flowers opened to greet the stars. Yet she was always drawn to the world above, imagining the vast skies and whispering breezes her sisters described when they returned from their trips to the surface. However, Selene was forbidden from visiting until her 17th birthday, as was the tradition of the Moonlight Realm. Years passed, each day bringing her closer to the long-awaited visit. Selene listened eagerly to her sisters' tales of shimmering stars, towering cliffs, and strange, two-legged creatures. At last, the day arrived, and with a heart filled with wonder, she ascended. Breaking the surface, she gasped at the immensity of the sky stretching out endlessly and the feel of the cool night air on her face. The stars sparkled, casting a glow on the waves, and she felt a thrill unlike any other. Just then, she noticed a great ship in the distance, its sails gleaming under the moonlight. On board stood a young prince, tall and noble, with dark eyes full of curiosity. His name was Leo, and he, too, felt a connection to the sea, spending countless nights gazing over the water's edge, wondering if magic truly existed. Selene watched him with fascination, drawn by his quiet strength. Suddenly, a storm struck, fierce and unrelenting. The waves grew wild, battering the ship, which eventually capsized. Without hesitation, Selene dove into the turbulent waters, swimming through the chaos to reach the prince. She pulled him from the sea, holding him tightly as she guided him to a quiet, sandy shore. She laid him gently on the beach and stayed, hidden, watching over him until dawn broke. A village girl found the prince, tending to him as he slowly awoke, while Selene slipped back into the sea, her heart longing for him. Unable to forget him, Selene returned often to the surface, hoping to see the prince again. Her love grew deeper, filling her with a longing for a life among humans. Finally, she decided to seek help from Morgana, the sea sorceress, who was powerful yet feared for her spells and cunning ways. Morgana agreed to grant her legs but at a price, her melodious voice. Furthermore, Selene would forever be separated from her ocean home, and if the prince married another, she would dissolve into sea mist at sunrise. Despite the risks, Selene's love for the prince compelled her to accept. She drank the potion, pain coursing through her body as her tail transformed into legs. She stumbled ashore near the prince's castle, exhausted and voiceless. The prince found her and took her into his care, intrigued by her silent beauty and gentle presence. They spent time together, exploring gardens and shores, and grew close as friends. Yet he did not realize she was his mysterious savior, believing instead it was the village girl who had rescued him that stormy night. Over time, Leo became engaged to the girl who had found him on the beach. Selene's heart ached, but she loved him so deeply that she wanted his happiness above her own. Her sisters, sensing her sorrow, rose from the depths and offered her a way out. They brought her a blade from Morgana, instructing her to spill the prince's blood. With it, she could return to the sea. But Selene could not bear to harm him. She gazed upon his peaceful face as he slept, and instead, she kissed his forehead, leaving the blade untouched. With tears in her eyes, she walked to the water's edge, surrendering to the spell that would turn her into sea mist. As dawn's light touched the ocean, Selene felt her spirit lift, not fading, but transforming. Her selflessness had granted her a chance to live on as a spirit of the sea winds. From then on, she became a guide for lost sailors, a gentle breeze at nightfall, and a comforting whisper to all who looked out at the ocean with longing. Though she would never live among humans, Selene was free, her kindness filling the world with hope and beauty. Over centuries, her soul would gather light, until one day, she would rise with the stars, a spirit of love and courage forever watching over the prince and the ocean she had always loved.